The Model Context Protocol, MCP, is an open standard that gives an agent one consistent way to discover and call your tools. But most early MCP servers were prototypes missing the security, reliability, and logging protection needs. The MCP Gateway closes that gap. It's a managed cluster that sits between your agents and your data, exposing databases, services, and APIs as MCP tools behind one secured endpoint with OAuth, identity mapping, and full logging built in. You choose what to expose and how each tool is described to the agent. NetApp just launched it on the Instaclustr platform. Want to see it connect an agent to real data? Let me show you. We are building a shoe store support assistant. It runs on a single virtual server with two backends, an HTTP backend that looks up a shopper's recent orders and a Kafka backend that publishes support requests to the team. Each backend exposes a single tool here, though you can add more as you build out. First, provision an MCP Gateway cluster in the Instaclustr console just like any other cluster. Then, create a virtual server. Mine's called Support Chatbot. And copy its endpoint URL from the details page. Your agent uses that later. Next, we add our first backend. This is the HTTP backend that holds our order data. And then we give it a tool called getOrders, which simply makes an HTTP GET request to fetch a shopper's orders. So how does the MCP Gateway know where to look? It takes the backend's base URL and adds the tool's path on top, joining them into a single request. In our demo, that points to a samples orders file hosted on a GitHub gist, which you can see right here. Next, the Kafka backend. It authenticates as a Kafka user. So we create that user first, and then add a support tickets backend pointed at our Kafka cluster with those credentials. And then we give it a tool called submit request, which publishes to the support request topic. Now, the virtual server has two backends, one to read orders and one to publish tickets. With the MCP Gateway ready, all that's left is to point an agent at it. And the great thing is, this works the same whether you're on ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or AWS Bedrock. The agent just connects to our support chatbot endpoint over streamable HTTP. Here, I'm using a little AWS Bedrock app built with Streamlit. The only part that matters for the MCP Gateway is this MCP section. That's where you drop in the endpoint URL. The full code's in the GitHub repo linked below if you want it. With that config in place, I start the app. It connects to the MCP Gateway, discovers both tools automatically, and we are ready to chat. Now let's try it. The first prompt, show me my recent orders. Here, the agent calls getOrders, pulls that JSON, and lists all three: blue sneakers, brown boots, and black shoes. Then, the next prompt. My brown boots don't fit. Please log a support request. Now, it calls submit request, publishing a ticket to the support request Kafka topic. Same agent, no tool names, no routing. It just picks the right tool. That's it. Provision the MCP Gateway once, attach your backends, and the agent simply discovers what you expose. Try it for free on the Instaclustr platform. Link in the description. Like and subscribe for more AI and open source deep dives. Thanks for watching.